Hey guys, it's John from Laoyat.net here. Today we'll be taking a look at one of Xiaomi's recently launched smartphones, and that's the Redmi Note 8 Pro. So I'm going to start off with the design of the Note 8 Pro first. Like all Xiaomi phones that were released starting this year, the Note 8 Pro actually doesn't stray very far from Xiaomi's design language, or in this case, fashion sense. It's got a glossy black, which makes it reflective, and as you can see, it's pretty much like a fingerprint magnet. On a side note, the Note 8 Pro actually has a bit of heft to it. It's got a considerable weight to it, and it's really not surprising. At 199.8 grams, it weighs about as much as a steak at any restaurant, and that's just pre-cooked. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to now talk about the Full HD Plus display of the Note 8 Pro. Specs-wise, it measures in at 6.53 inches. And like most other phones, it has that notch at the top because it seems to still be the trend. But rather than being called a dewdrop or teardrop notch, Xiaomi has opted to give it a slightly fancier name, dot drop. Additionally, the phone uses Gorilla Glass 5 for the display and the glossy back that we talked about earlier. And that's to protect it from, accidental drops such as this. Or being thrown to the ground, on purpose, just like this. I'm sorry, we don't expect you to do the latter. In regards to the ports, the Note 8 Pro actually comes with the standard fare you would expect on a smartphone. So that means a USB-C port for fast charging as well as file transferring. You've got a fingerprint scanner at the back just below the cameras, right there. And a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is surprising given the trend that most smartphone manufacturers are starting to adopt by excluding this particular port. But what sets the Note 8 Pro apart from other Xiaomi devices before this is actually what lies beneath the hood. Instead of a Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset, the Note 8 Pro ships out with MediaTek's powerhouse processor, and that is the Helio G90T. Now, I haven't fully tested or experienced the phone and its chipset in its entirety, but from my initial impressions, it feels fluid. It's responsive, apps actually load with virtually no lag. And opening up the settings and scrolling through the phone as it is really is effortless. Remember just moments before when I mentioned that the phone has a bit of heft to it? Yeah, well, one of the contributing factors to that weight is the thermal solution used to keep the chipset cool. Xiaomi calls it liquid cool, and what it basically is several heat pipes running throughout the size of the phone on top of the chipset as well, keeping it cool and making sure it doesn't overheat. It's more a design for gaming than anything else, but on the overall, it kind of works. Regarding the rest of the specs, the Note 8 Pro variant Xiaomi is bringing into Malaysia will have 6 gigs of RAM, between 64 and 128 gigs of expandable storage, as well as a 4,500 mAh battery, which supports fast charging, specifically 18 watts fast charging. On the software side of things, the phone runs on Xiaomi's MIUI 10 OS, which in turn runs on top of Android 9.0 Pie. The phone will definitely be getting Android 10 as an update, although when that is exactly, only Xiaomi knows. So I've technically saved the best part of the Note 8 Pro for last, and that is the quad camera module around the back. To break it down, that module comprises of a 64 megapixel ISOCELL GW1 sensor courtesy of Samsung, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel ultra macro, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Now around the front there's also a camera, and that's hidden in the dot drop notch obviously, and that camera sensor is rated at 20 megapixels. So that was both my quick breakdown and hands-on of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 Pro. The phone is already available both online and at authorized Xiaomi stores and dealers, and it costs 1,099 ringgit. Thanks for watching guys, let us know what you think about the phone in the comments below. Also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye!